That actually will really antagonize moderate and independent voters. They do not want the FBI engaged in a political stunt. And I think that overreach, that abuse of power, will will backfire on Republicans in the long run.
You sound more fired up, Steve, than we've ever had you on the pod before, and we can't overemphasize actually how much this is firing up Democrats, and yes, some who want to be president and have got their own reasons for being fired up, but actually one or two others. I mean, actually, the governor of your own state, we should listen to her, Kathy Hochul, talking in kind of really apocalyptic terms about how important this moment is. Let's listen to what she said.
History will judge us on how we respond to this moment. But here in New York, we will not stand on the sidelines with the timid souls on the sidelines who don't care, will not invest their heart and soul into this battle. This is a war. We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
Yeah, Steve, you could envision a scenario here where the FBI comes to try to detain these Texas legislators or assist Texas law enforcement in removing them. And people like Hochul in New York and Pritzker in Illinois use law enforcement to stop it. I mean, it could be the kind of standoff, a kind of a conflict of powers, law enforcement powers, that could turn into a very real, larger crisis.
I'm sorry to say, I think we've been heading to that since Donald Trump returned to office. I believe that they're looking for that kind of incitement. They want something to justify even more draconian steps that they're likely to take. They are trying to divide the American people. They are trying to incite a constitutional crisis, either in Washington or elsewhere. This could potentially escalate, and it could become exceedingly dangerous.
Really? That's quite a thing, because we started saying, oh, redistricting, that's a bit of a dry word, and we're going to try and kind of explain to people why it is important. There's no question at all it's important. But you're saying this could be one of those big kind of sparks that we look back on and say, that was a moment.
Yes, exactly right. I hope not. I hope that there is somebody in the White House who has a shred of responsibility and a longer range view that will exercise some restraint, perhaps have a negotiated settlement to this in one form or another. But there's nothing in President Trump's DNA that tells me that he's looking for a peaceful way out of this. I believe he wants the FBI to drag these legislators back. I believe it backfires badly on him. The Republicans cannot retain the majority in the House by losing independent, moderate voters, and they certainly can't win the presidency in 2028 by antagonizing moderate independent voters in battleground states. And I believe that kind of action would be very politically dangerous for Republicans over the long run.
Justin, that was kind of a grim ending to this interview, but I think it does underscore the reality of the stakes here. And as we discussed, if Democrats take back the House in next year in these midterm elections, they're going to hold Donald Trump's feet to the fire. If you remember when Democrats took back control in 2019, within 11 months, they had impeached Donald Trump for the first time. And I don't have to remind you of all the headaches that Joe Biden had when Republicans took back the House in 2023. His legislative agenda ground to the halt, and we had all of this investigations into Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's business dealings. I mean, this could be a defining midterm elections for the rest of Donald.
Catchy line that grabs attention.
And that is why, one, Republicans and Donald Trump are really pushing this, but also why Democrats seem willing to join the fight and push back equally as hard.
And of course, looking at it the other way, if the Democrats were to lose these midterms and the Republicans win, maybe with one or two seats that they had found in Texas, my goodness, the pressure on senior
Impact
Democrats
and analysis
to be
include quotes
tougher
or statements
and tougher
from experts,
and tougher,
officials, or witnesses.
is going to be huge in the